Ah. Ah. I'm not late. Chat, I'm not late. I'm not late? Okay, yeah, so I may be a little late. I don't really have an excuse for you either. I'm just late. I'm sorry. This is simply the world that we live in. Give me 2 seconds? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay, if you insist. Well, that solves nothing. I'm just against the... You know, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be here for long. Yeah, okay, so I don't really have, like, an excuse for why I'm late. I just am. I'm sorry. We will try not to be late again. Anyway, we're playing the greatest game of all time today, which is, as a matter of fact, it is Time Splitters Future Perfect. There we go, that should be okay volume-wise. The only problem is my stuff doesn't want to work for it, which is a little concerning. We don't seem to have any controls. So, hold on. I'm just gonna... Allow me to pick up my very real GameCube gamepad, TM. Yes. I see. Okay. That doesn't want to work. Roger. Roger that. I just have to deal with that now. That's... I mean, it is what it is. That's fine. How in the f... is that meant to... Okay, hold on. We're just gonna do a full... Let's just close everything. We will simply close everything and try again. Okay, I didn't think that would actually do the thing. That's fine. Alright, once more with feeling. No, ugh. That does not make things clear. Huh. Right, well, it's just going to do stuff in the background for a second. Okay, so it's a... yeah? But it should just be reading straight from my other inputs. I don't understand why. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that that's done the thing. Aha! Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. How far have we gotten? Absolutely nowhere. Alright, well, it's been a hot minute, so... Let's make sure that is on. Okay. Let's cross our fingers, chat room, because so far this has just not worked for me.
The year is 2401. Humankind finds
Is there
itself locked
an
in a mortal
option to hide
struggle
that?
with the Time Splitters, an evil race of creatures bent on the destruction of the entire human race. Using the power of the time crystals, they travel through our history, pushing humanity to the very brink of extinction. With resistance weakening, our last hope lies with a small ship speeding towards Earth. On board are 9 stolen time crystals, intended to power the time machine constructed by Earth's finest scientists. The plan? To travel back in time, find the source of the time crystals, and destroy them all, ending the war before it ever began.
Approaching atmosphere. Please begin re-entry sequence.
Okay, get that out of here.
Unidentified ship. This is Control. Please identify yourself. Over.
This is Cortez.
Sergeant Cortez. Welcome home, sir. I'll patch you through to the general. Cortez?
General, what the hell's going on down there?
It's the Splitters. We're under attack. Cortez, do you have them? Are they on board?
Yes, sir. They're right here.
You gotta bring them in, soldier.
Don't worry about me, General. I can.
He can.
Starboard turbine failure. Initiate emergency system. Warning. Warning.
This game's 20 years old. I just realized that. This game's 20 years old. Timeless classic, I gotta say. Timeless classic. So I'm gonna be mad if my controller isn't working. But hey, you know, whatever. We'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
We've got to get you back to base. Whatever you did really stirred up the Splitters. We need all the firepower we can muster. Take this weapon, Sarge. Come on, this way.
Oh, that's definitely not correct. Why is... Oh, what? Okay, no, this is... That's not correct. Okay, fine, I guess not. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix that. I don't know how to fix that right now. God damn it. Okay. Hold. Just wait, gamers. What we're gonna do instead, we're gonna find something else to do instead. It's fine. So recently, chat, I've actually been running into something of a fucking problem in that every game I try to show you, it's like breaking in some horrific way. Well, not even necessarily a horrific way, it's just fucking breaking. Yeah, unfortunately we are no longer playing the greatest game of all time. Yeah, we'll do this instead. No, I wanted to do the... So I wanted to do the Fear, the second bit of that, or like the update of that. No, that doesn't natively work on Windows 11, so you gotta fix that. Which I've not gone around to. Mech 5 has been off the table for a while, because that broke randomly. Just mid-fucking session, it just broke. Now this, I'm gonna have to do some tweaking with, that if I wanna show you guys the greatest game of all time, so... we are instead here doing this instead. Let's say here doing this instead. Let me just load up the thing. Okay, and I have to tab out and in, and then there we go. Woo. Yeah, we're back to Star Railing, I guess. It is what it is. I don't know, dude. Of course, there's nothing wrong with Star Rail. We love us a bit of Star Rail, but it's sort of one of those got to be in the mood for it things at this point. But anyway, we're just gonna get on with the story. A little bit of story for us.
Let the ritual begin.
I think last we left off, we learned that the soul of Pollux is literally blocking the river of the underworld, and that needed sorting, and apparently that's an us problem, so hey.
And now, the objective is complete. That is all. Such is what Professor Naxa always says after preparing for an alchemical ritual. And now, Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed by this, and your body may become horrifying to behold.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
If even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to this side of the shore, then please, look at me. I wish to thank you in person. I have obtained everything you sacrificed your divinity for.
As always, we're having a good time.
Lady Almanette,
Did she recognize you? Oh, she must be the first soul we can communicate with here, right?
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died.
Oof, that's rough. You ever tried going to therapy?
Please, go on. I'm listening. Are you about to tell the story of Styxia?
Yes. You're just as smart as I imagined, but... never mind. Now's not the time.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the
Okay, I can't unsee it. So like all of her jewelry and stuff, you can especially tell with this gold ring here, it's literally just mapped straight onto her skin. It's not even like a separate layer.
silent about the story to protect Casterus, the girl who coexists with death. But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you that you have protected that girl's life well.
Well, in that case, let me begin.
She has packed it up. She has packed it in.
The pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the very
So my problem with Star Rail is that
I suppose that's a bit hard.
initially it wasn't too bad. Like, the story was fairly straightforward, fairly A to B.
I cannot imagine
Um,
those from the era Chrysia,
but
with eternal
okay,
could ever yearn for death.
it got more complicated like later on,
I have pondered
until this point here where it has just become this impenetrable, slow-paced, plodding, really,
Journeys
thing that is trying to be like an epic myth, and that's fine, but I don't know, man, it just doesn't hit for me. It's not even that the story is bad, it's that the story takes forever to get anywhere.
I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. However, did find some inspiration in these words.
Like, stuff like this, when we started this, I was expecting us to go straight into a fight with Pollux, right?
Please enlighten me,
It's what the thing before we got here was like implying. I don't know. They put in a lot of stuff that they don't really need to put in. I think there's a lot of just kind of bloat goes into these stories, which would probably upset the people writing the stories if they heard it. So, in the interest of providing constructive criticism, I will say there is a term that we use in creative writing called murdering your darlings, which some people take to meaning kill the things that you like because they're dragging your story down, and that is not correct. It is rather, you should interpret it as, if there's something in your story that you really like, but it is holding your story back, you should seriously consider getting rid of it. Some people would say you need to cut it. For me, it varies. If it's something that you like that isn't really doing a whole lot of damage, yeah, okay, fine. But if you've got so many of those little things that don't cause damage that they end up all building up and gumming up the gears of the story you're trying to tell, you do need to cull some of them. Some of it's got to go. And like, I'm not super listening to this, but I also know that it's not really going to matter if I don't super listen to this, because I can tell we're already being told things we've already been told before, and nothing that's going to be super, like, important. Like, we're talking about people that have been wiped out for eons. Like, I understand, the story is trying to say something beyond the story itself. It's trying to be not quite a parable, but it's definitely trying to, like, make you think. But the problem is, there's so much of this game that is trying to make you think that most of the game is just cutscene. Those cutscenes aren't particularly, like, well animated. Like, I think the settings are beautiful, I like the characters, I like the aesthetics of design, but, like, at the end of the day, these are just in-engine models standing there. Like, I can see why people have criticisms of this game. It's always been... I've had a very strange relationship with this game. It's always been a mixed bag for me in one way or another.
Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from you.
But I want to say, I do enjoy it. I do like this game.
Mestia's love was the chrysalis of gold's first blessing.
At least for the most part, but... I don't know, I know some people have been like, oh yeah, this story arc's been really good. Like, it's failed to grip me. It's really failed to grip me. The fact that Okay, so there's another problem. You've got your main cast of characters, right? And the whole premise of this game is that you travel to new places and solve problems there. Okay, cool premise. The problem is they introduce characters and really put loads of time and effort into like getting you to know them and really trying to develop them and getting you attached. And then that's kind of like it. With a handful of exceptions, like, I don't know. The problem is, because it's like, you spend all this time... Ooh. Hold on, cutscene. I'll shut up for the cutscene.
Me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below. This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
See, why couldn't we have just gone straight into that? Why did we have to see random NPC? Why do I only have 3 characters? No, but why do I only have 3 characters?
Is the girl who once saved my life truly gone? Or will you show yourself again once we eradicate this hatred and neglect?
Dreams do come true. The mood is set just right. Let the show begin.
Okay, I'm not doing this fight in like fucking slow motion.
Life begets death until everything
Okay.
burns to ashes. Time to cleanse the filth.
Yeah, I'm sure I can take it with 3 characters. I'm not gonna need the 4th one, sure.
And I know you're anxious. Don't be afraid. Set the seas ablaze.
I'm gonna get some
May the
special points back.
body and mind. The truth for everything in this world. It's bleeding.
Well, that works for me.
Set the seas ablaze. There's no more need to weep and grieve. I will grant you peace.
Oh, cool, it's her dead sister.
It's me. I'm back.
Ah, that's a problem. Alright, we're just gonna have to spend a turn getting orb points.
Be careful. They may be moving by instinct, but there is fury welling up within them.
Well, we're all on 1 anyway, so it's just bop. Bop. Okay, so I don't know if that's going to do enough. The answer is no, that's not going to do enough. I think I might be in trouble. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We living. So I gotta go 3. Do that, send that. What do you mean that's not up? Yeah, the second that was ready to go, I was sending it, dude. God, just keep those rabbits coming. Just keep those rabbits coming, dude. There we go. Okay, and now for another 50-minute cutscene about how Castris is sad that that's her sister.
I'm sorry I have to wake you up.
Probably. I don't fucking know, man.
And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid.
I think it's something I've said before on stream. I think Hoyo would make a really... They could make a really good movie. And a lot of the time it feels like that's what they want to do.
Carried across the sea.
A little bit like Kojima, right?
I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you. But with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up these broken fragments of my past. I'm back, Pollux.
Yeah, I don't think he's happy about that somehow.
I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests.
How did you get a yes from that?
I'll be going now. They may look scary, but as long
Oh yeah, that's right, there's a whole subplot about us actually already being dead or something? I don't know, man.
What's wrong?
are you
What's wrong with him?
Just had a fucking headache, dude. Calm down.
time is almost up? If I don't go now, I'm afraid his soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me.
What? No. Is there anything we can do?
You can stop talking. That would help.
I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again.
Imagine if she just forgot. Like, she just goes over there and she, like, forgets. Ah, shit, I forgot to ask for my friend's life. Fuck. Well. Guess he's dead. Guess he's dead.
Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets.
You know? Sometimes you just gotta yawn like that, you know? No regrets.
It's a deal then.
It's like, if I don't go right now... Anyway, let's stand here talking for another 5 minutes, like...
Please.
It's anime writing. I think that's what I would call it. It's anime writing. It's full of like emotional words and stuff, but not necessarily executed in a way that is
After all that, you still ended up back here.
Imagine if you don't like Castorus as a character. Like,
The legends were true. The Netherrealm really is a sea of flowers.
Yes.
this would just suck ass for you.
The flower fields we tended to back then.
Is that you, Plixia?
Do you remember?
I love the question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, she didn't just say her fucking
I
name.
don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen you before during an experiment.
I see. Call me Thanatos, then. It'll be easier. However,
I'm really annoyed that someone pointed out to me that, like, yeah, no, there's, like, no movement in, like, the character models and stuff.
right.
Yes.
Because now I can't help but see it. Like, occasionally they'll turn, they'll move their arms a bit, and there will be, like, lip flaps and stuff, but
Death, Nymphornis.
they are just standing still. Very rarely is there any, like, motion
No,
beyond that.
my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid.
I want to point out as well, like, my criticisms are never meant in a, and therefore it's shit and you shouldn't consume it way. Not at all. My criticisms are, for the most part, with most things, intended in a, look, you could be doing better with this. We all know you could be doing better with this. We all know you should be doing better with this.
Where should I begin? I suppose we can start from the beginning.
Like, I would say it's kind of difficult.
There were a pair of like-minded twins, as foretold in the prophecy.
I think at this point you kind of have to do your research on it before you jump in.
The god
But I do think Star Rail is mostly worth your time.
price of attaining divinity. Was
Yeah, if you don't mind a gacha system, I think if Star Rail wants to be really good, like absolutely peak, like one of the best games of all time,
Recorded in that memory.
I think the Helldivers 2 model is actually really good.
voluntarily
You have a set price for the game that is, hey, this is entry to the game, and that gives you everything you need to play the game. And like, technically, you don't have to spend anything else. Like, you can
each other for a future she never
you can play just with whatever you get out of that.
That's not fair.
But then you release permanent expansions that add new things, like, you know, new characters, cosmetics, all that kind of stuff. And you can put those behind a paywall, which you can spend real money to get currency for that, or you can just play the game a lot to farm currency.
And back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already
And what tends to happen is people have already paid like the entrance price. You know, people are buying the game,
the unbreakable law of nature.
and then people tend to spend more money on the game because there's incentive to do so.
And the living
and people are kind of lazy. So, also, I'm perfectly comfortable speaking of all of this because, look, they're waxing philosophical about death, which isn't really something that I'm particularly... I'm sorry, it's just not what I'm really, like, here for. Like, it's a perfectly valid thing to be talking about in a story, don't get me wrong. It's just... I don't know. Unfortunately, the recent story, for me, I think the best way I could sum up the recent story is it would be really cool to read a wiki about. But actually, like, sitting here and experiencing it, even when I'm not talking over it, a lot of the time I am just kind of like, okay, come on, get to the fucking point. I'm not the most patient person when it comes to storytelling. I understand, there is definitely room for longer stories. For sure. There are some stories that really benefit from being a longer experience. You kind of have to... If you want it to be something that works for you, you kind of have to build it into the story that the story you're trying to tell. Really needs to have, like, longer periods of time, like long periods of waiting as a theme. Almost. Now, it's at this point that I should say The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It's a heckin' chonker of a book, but it serves the book's purpose, it works for the narrative's... it does what the narrative needs it to do. Like, it is like that by design. That's fine. Honkai Star Rail is not that kind of story. The only reason I can say... Right, so... The Road is basically about a... It's been a while since I read it. It's been a long while since I read it. It's about I believe it's a father and his son. It's their journey across, like, an apocalyptic wasteland. The thing is, because you've got this theme of, like, desolation and emptiness, having a big-ass long book that really kind of stops to smell the roses and really takes its time to go anywhere fits the tone and the theme of the story. Because in how you have to consume it, you are experiencing something akin to the journey the characters are going through. That's not what this is doing. What this is doing is waxing poetic about philosophical things, which is great, except by the time we get to anything of any substance, we spent ages talking to other characters about other things, running around getting acquainted with a world that ultimately we'll come back to maybe once or twice. But once we head off to a new place, this is largely going to be forgotten. Not totally forgotten, but largely. The pacing is just all over the shop. The pacing for this part of the game. The pacing in Penacony wasn't fantastic either. It definitely had some cutscenes that went on too long. But I will say I was taken by the story in Penacony in such a way that I didn't mind. I didn't mind being along for the ride. There are a couple of places where I was like, yeah, okay, come on. But for the most part, it was fine. For this section of the game, it's really weird. I like the characters, by and large. I like the characters, I certainly have opinions on all of them. But the actual story itself, I just don't care. And that's crazy. That's crazy. When I was writing my dissertation for my masters, I was playing with something that I'd been messing around with for a couple of years. That was under a working title of Holders of Power, right? And the idea was that there were a pantheon of gods who all had different essences, right? Like different things that they controlled. And they bestowed their followers on Earth with a different aspect of themselves each, and then basically had them do a big fucking battle royale. The twist was that, of course, the holders would rise up and, overthrow the gods that put them into the game, and, happy endings for everyone human. So, this kind of thing where, like, it's a journey of these characters chasing down their own essences, and chasing down their own gods to acquire their essences and become the new gods of that thing, that should be right up my alley. And it kind of is. I think a lot... The music is... I don't think the music here is as good as the Penacony music, but that's a hell of a high bar to clear. So I'm not going to say the music's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's even mid. I think it's good. But just not as good. I think the art direction's fine if you like the anime aesthetic. I like the weird stuff, like this broken moon looking thing up here. Like, yeah. I like it visually. I like it when characters have voice acting. Typically that voice acting's really good. But just the storytelling. I'm sorry, the storytelling itself is weak. The themes are fine. Wanting to talk about bigger issues in your story, absolutely you should. Talk about ethics, talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about what it means to be human and alive. That is what storytelling is all about. You don't have to. But do. If you want to, do it. The problem is, by the time you get to any of that, by the time you get to anything interesting, you've had to do the same song and dance of, welcome to New Planet, now you must learn about the new planet, now you must learn about the new characters on the new planet and what their deal is, now you must spend, and all that is fine, and now you must spend anywhere between 2 to 5 hours just fucking around before you get to anything interesting. There's a little fucking around to be expected, don't get me wrong. But so many of these stories and cutscenes just drag until the end of goddamn time. And as if to nail my point home, now we have to walk after this, Look how slow that turn was! I understand why, I get it, I get what you're doing here. This is meant to be a soft, serene moment, and you're meant to be doing it slowly. She's walking alongside a sister who she's not seen in decades, who is now embodying death, and she's going to have to take that torch from her, and it should be a really heavy, emotional moment. Even if you don't like this character, you should be like, oh well, shit, I mean, this is a big moment, and there should be so much emotional tension and emphasis in this. But it's taken us so long to get here, and we've had to deal with such a load of other stupid bullshit, like, the Tribby... The Tribby sister dying. And, like, the fucking... The Doom guy who showed up and they're like, oh, he's hunting down the core flames, but he's not a threat, but also he's definitely a threat, but he's just not a threat because Mighty can just deal with him effortlessly. Like, all this other stupid shit that they've, like, thrown up and they've gone, this is definitely important, now it isn't. It's taken so long for us to get here that I just don't care. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, get it over and done with. I'm now actively talking over this part of the story because I'm bored with it. I'm sorry. I like Castoris. I think she's interesting enough. I think she's got potential to do something really cool with.
We wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape.
But it's taken so long, and even now we're talking about
Our existence.
nothingness. Really.
The meaning of our existence.
This sea of flowers.
I want to like it. I want to enjoy it, but I'm just kind of like...
So did this
I'm tapped out at this stage, man. I'm just...
and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that
It's a problem. You have to murder your darlings. There's like 12 characters, theoretically, that are doing like this fucking
shadow determine a person's remaining days.
chase down the gods thing. Cassius is like the second one that we've seen succeed, assuming she gets out of cutscene hell successfully.
Are you saying
You know,
there's no
like,
in Thanatos?
Oh, and 2 of them had done it before we even turned up on the scene, so that leaves 8.
Single being can bear the scales of life and
Yeah, good to know we're maybe a third of the way through this.
life and death. We
And I'm already like, we've been here too long.
both know that now, don't we?
You too must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite a ridiculous journey together, haven't we?
They could have cut out the stuff with Tribby. Tribby could have just not been around.
Even back then,
And it would have saved us so much time and, like, effort.
not to embrace
We could have cut out the Doom guy, largely. Like, I would have had him show up,
to come and search
but then just have Mighty, like, immediately deal with him.
the answer that's already been written.
And then be like, he will be back. I don't know, actually, that's still quite weak. Have him show up,
Here for centuries,
and then fuck off. Like, give him a reason to fuck off.
death
So he's still lingering it as a threat, but we don't, like, know when he's going to come back. So that when he inevitably comes back in Act 3 to actually provide a real tangible threat, he's actually a real tangible threat, and we're not sat here like, oh, well, you know. But there was a whole thing, like, uncovering Triby's past and who they used to be, because they used to be one person. That took a while. There was the whole... Okay, I did actually like the stuff with Mighty, though. I thought that was okay. It took a long time as well,
Made it back anyway.
but
You don't
it was fine.
pretty on your own anymore.
Like, this is the thing. Conceptually, it's all fine. The problem is in the execution. The execution takes 3,000 years.
So, let's give our core flame to him and have him take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life.
Look, I can give her a mustache.
Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers.
She's got the Charlie Chaplin going on.
What do you think, Alexia?
yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold,
It's a shame. Again, it is a shame. And I do mean that.
destined for only one person to wield
I think this could have hit really hard.
the death.
If we had gone straight from this... No, straight from,
Our fated moment has arrived
Okay, if we'd gone...
again,
Enter the City of the Dead.
just like before.
Do a little bit of dicking around. I mean, like, maybe half an hour's worth of dicking around into the Pollux fight,
this time
and, like, straight into the Pollux fight, not... Because there was, like, a whole stream that was, like, 2.5 hours long, where we were just running around solving puzzles, fighting guys.
that I won't be afraid. As long as you're
like a load of busy work, right? That didn't matter. If we cut out the bit with like the Tribby soul and like where we find Mighty's soul, where he's literally fighting against death itself, like, no, I'm just going to walk back into being alive, which is very funny. I think that's pretty fucking based, but like, I can't deny that it's padding. It's padding. This game is made of padding. If we'd gotten here within an hour, right? Within an hour of going, okay, we need to go with Castris to the Netherrealm.
Permanently in the Netherrealm. The river of souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls.
Then this would be fine. This would be fine, because I'd still be invested. I wouldn't have been bored to such a degree that I'm like actively dissociating from the fucking game. This is the thing. This is why you've got to be really careful about the length of the story you're telling. If you are careful about how long your story is, and more importantly, how engaging it is. Right? Because people watch things that are like super fucking long. People watch TV series which are naturally very, very long affairs. People will play long games. What you have to do is you have to make sure your pacing is correct. And that means you are delivering stuff that is important to your audience, which is key character beats, key actions, intrigue, stuff that holds the audience's attention. If you waste your time fucking around with characters that do not matter, with events that don't matter, if in case of a video game you are wasting your player's time with events and actions and cutscenes that don't really pertain to anything, your players may never get to this bit of the game, because they'll have gotten bored and fucked off long before.
And from now on,
Like, I'm here right now because we're streaming it,
once again,
but I won't lie to you. I have been tempted in the middle of this cutscene to be like, you know what, I just don't care. I'm going to tab out. I'm going to load up something else. Oh god, fucking...
Flies. In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand.
This guy.
When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death. Are you ready?
I can't even really remember what he's doing except like high blasphemy. I think he's trying to become a god.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools like them would be an utter waste of my time.
Such harsh words. As I see it, you are no longer
Okay, so this guy's a right dick, but like, he's interesting. As a character, he's interesting. He's doing weird fucked up shit. He's done weird fucked up shit, and thus he's fun to watch. That's good. That's a good thing. This is a character that your players will either love or hate. Fantastic. That's exactly what you want to hit. I think the problem with Castris is that because a lot of her stuff revolves around a fairly one-note thing of being like, I'm sad that I have to kill people because I'm the embodiment of death.
whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you.
I don't know. I think we lingered so long on her as well that it did get... I think some of the boringness bled into her as well.
Do you have an answer for me?
It's just, there's so much they wanted to say, and they just kind of like crammed it all into that one space. But padding, it's just too big, too much.
Do you recall where we stopped?
And these guys are starting to do it as well. Like, come on, just get to the point.
Glorious's history is cyclical.
Indeed.
This game has a lot of flashbacks as well.
Eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one, they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the legacies of heroes of the past is a hopeless endeavor. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castoris was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis. And you too will get the answer to your question.
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumption to make the first step, and change will never come. Besides, I, Anaxagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical world. Come, let us go and teach those pathetic words one final lesson.
Oh boy. Well, he's already on the team, so yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't have our 4th in that last one, but we didn't need him, so it's fine. No, it's
Fine. So we are leaving the final debate to him.
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of the people.
oh yeah, there's some like political bullshit going on about I don't even remember.
As always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no purpose.
I'm pretty sure the assembly will work without exactly you voting, dude.
I think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this.
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision?
It looks like he's holding a little floating pig thing.
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
Ooh, harsh.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question?
My answer is that you're fucked.
No, I don't.
Well, that's a close second.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place.
Yeah, dickhead. Like, why am I agreeing with him?
Aglaya have you been seeing yourself as your pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about. You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer.
He's such a dick. He's such an unlikable prick.
From the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to you.
Who will you be voting for?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Cersei safeguard your thoughts.
Which is a fucking wild thing for the guy currently carrying the fucking soul of Xerxes. Xerxes to be saying.
Lord Anaxa, you're finally here. The last speaker for the assembly will be taking the stage soon. The resolution will be passed after that. Lady Kindness has reserved a special seat for you. Shall I show you to it? All right. This way, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what this whole vote thing is if they let basically the main characters continue like hunting for the gods. Like the old lady we saw earlier is doing some like return shit.
Elders and
So
citizens, silence, if you please. As the Theoros, I present to you Finan of Ides Elysiae, virtuous citizen of Akima, and the last speaker of the assembly.
Much obliged, Lord Lycus.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this really the end of the Flame Chase journey?
Can this dude really face down kindness?
Imagine he just turns around and chops her head off. Oh fuck. Shit's getting I wouldn't even put it past this game actually.
Above. Dear citizens of Akima, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, apprehension about the discord between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders. Your uneasiness about the future of the Holy City. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look beyond the horizon illuminated by Kefali, at the crisis threatening to overwhelm us.
What?
Ides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. I once thought that there I would enjoy a lifetime of peace and quiet with my friends and family. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't. Because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more.
Damn dude, that's rough. I like how it does like a fade cut there, like it's going to do a cutscene and it just doesn't.
My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters, also might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son. As they both
Wait. Why is Aglaya there? I thought the whole reason he's giving the speech is that she couldn't be there. What the fuck?
beam fell on her, crushing her. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children. My childhood friends. They were all swallowed by the black tide and turned into monsters. They kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword. Why, Vine? Are we the best of friends? That is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness made promise that with the 3 titans of Calamity Khan, Akuma will return to an era Critia once more. But much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed.
Yeah, Doom Guy is what I'm calling him. Not that Doom Guy, different one.
The Flame Reaper has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still a picture of peace?
Exactly! The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold this assembly in peace today because the danger has passed? No! This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and continues to preserve these idyllic days that all of you hold dear. Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akuma away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
Alright, that's a pretty boss move. So, they're actually shitheads.
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. Oh well, these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her and scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed Akuma. Yet these vermin attempt to tear
Vermin? Vermin? Vermin?
name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but hasn't her heart always stayed true to humanity? They attempt to mislead and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akuma. Once more,
I implore you to open your eyes and stop being dipshits.
Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment, then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity, yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words. Can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
Some of the worst crowd chatter I've ever heard. It sounds like there's all of 3 people in there. I enjoyed that speech, but again, probably twice as long as it needed to be. I get the feeling that there's not really a story editor, right? Like, there's not been any sort of, like, big block edits. Which, again, you want.
As expected, this is the moment when the flame chase journey is the closest to its end.
And now it's your turn to vote, Lord Alexanders.
Is there anyone else who hasn't voted?
No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care, for your decision will break this impasse.
I have long since made a decision.
Very well. May you bring much needed change to this.
I don't know why this guy speaks like, the fucking G-Man. Also, he's meant to be mechanical, but he has, like, a breathing thing, and, like... I'm just saying, like, he's not even the only robot character. Just make a robot fucking standing animation where they don't breathe.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move.
Oh, he's about to do some evil shit.
Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote. But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all...
And he fucking hates her, so this will be good.
Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
She almost certainly won't.
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you
Do not forget that I...
Rule number 1. Do not call me a Naxa. Rule number 2. Never interrupt me. Silence is golden.
Imagine if he abstained. He's just like, nah, I'm just not voting. Fuck you.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your advantage?
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Accompany me on this final journey. Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision. We need only to follow the sound of the tides.
Okay, I now have no idea what the hell's going on. And sometimes there'll be cutscenes that are just made of, like, still fucking images.
Just as I foresaw, you have achieved great things.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
All her milk. Damn. Greedy fuck.
Respect you immensely, sir. But
You cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled.
I have no idea what's going on. This could be a fever dream. He could actually just have been transported to whatever this is. Apparently he's just chosen to step into the Netherrealm. I don't know how he did that when Castris had to go on a whole fucking quest to find the lost city of Atlantis to do that. So, ugh. This is another key point. If you're writing a story, whether that be for a game or a novel or whatever, you've got to make sure that your audience understands, to some greater or lesser degree, what the fuck is going on and how the fuck is going on. Right now, I don't know either.
Go now, child.
Either Anax is having a fucking trip and he's not actually gone anywhere, or he's literally stepped into the Netherrealm somehow and is now talking to his dead teacher somehow with no indication that he's actually travelled anywhere or how he has travelled there.
may Circes safeguard your thoughts.
And I'm too busy sat here going, how the fuck did he do that and what the fuck's going on to actually listen to the conversation? Like, this is how people work. When you're writing a story, you have to understand, to some degree, how people work. Otherwise, you're going to end up writing a story that nobody reads. At least not properly. Properly? Properly.
Must be on my way now. May we meet again.
I don't know if he's even voted.
For us.
That's the crazy bit, I don't know if he's even voted.
What are you waiting
Okay, it was just a fucking mind journey.
Silence! Silence, everyone!
Behold, Circes, here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof. For this
That didn't need to happen, by the way, that whole cutscene didn't need to happen. Oh look, an actual cutscene.
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Actually kind of surprising, but...
The truth of this world.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully and to lengthen about as the Theoros I have observed.
No! Ligas, you can't! Onyxa, what have you done? Have you lost your mind?
Yeah, she did try to buy him off, to be fair. I'd be pissed too.
Prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that clever head of
See, it's annoying. Like,
yours the price of it.
the story has moments of just like, yeah, okay, that was pretty fucking great. But they're
I told you that happens to be
buried.
rare talents.
You put on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous.
Oh, if Casterus hadn't come through at the last second and been like, hey, I made that proof you wanted, he would have been like,
Mistaken.
nah, I'm gonna... Fuck it, we're done.
But I've always been known for my honesty. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic game of politics. Factions, standpoints, they are jokes in my eyes. I have never once switched sides. Because I, and I alone, am the truth.
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy and respect the decision of this assembly. I have observed that Arkham has chosen her destiny. This citizens' assembly has resolved to continue the flame chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the wall of heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
You!
It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer. By your leave, Lord Lycus.
Interesting. Elders and citizens.
It could be the same voice actor as G-Man, maybe. Not sure.
Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has an announcement for the assembly.
What is this performer up to now?
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, I hereby challenge this resolution. Tell me, who among you dare swear to Kephalli's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Chrysos heirs have promised?
He's such a prick.
Full new world
He's basically going, okay, so I have thrown in with, like, Aglaya and, like, her faction to continue the Flame Chase journey, but also, I personally fucking hate Aglaya, so I'm now going to hold her to account for if this shit goes wrong.
very well. You, the one acting so wise and profound, in front of all present here, do you dare swear that it will happen for sure? No? Fine. Next. You, the one with ignorance written all over your face. Yes, you. Do you dare swear by it in front of the Titan?
What are you trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right?
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So,
You tell him, Morty.
no one? Your speech was filled with such passion just now. How confident, then, are you in making this promise?
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make such a promise. And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you, good friend of his. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture.
He just wheels out a fucking whiteboard like, okay, so today's lecture.
Well, I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true. Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kepler, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday, and the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow.
Right, this is the circular proof he was talking about earlier.
Tour for eternity in the miracle of the world memory. And all under Kepler's protection shall step into that new world.
This is your blasphemy!
Absolutely crazy move.
What?
To like, just declare it.
Must bow down to you and worship you, even in our next lives?
Just declare that to the entire assembly.
Blasphemous, imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all these lies and falsehoods? How can you prove?
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulgent. My statements are based on my experiments on the divine body of Kepler themselves. You heard me correctly. With the tacit approval of kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with the god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity, should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even kindness has betrayed Akuma.
Especially Kindness has betrayed Okama.
I have no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions.
Your Honor, I would like to claim takes his backsies.
Lord Magus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
Yes. Yes.
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day, nor will it be shattered overnight. Repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows. justice of Kefali. Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Agama's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear.
It's been a very weird one because I've not like really trusted half the cast for this one.
Citizens, silence.
Ah, of course there's going to be its own extra cutscene bolted onto the first cutscene.
Has made his statement clear. As per Archimedes' codex, I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of judgment. First, Elder Kindness of Archima and Ligus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading to the egregious blasphemy against a god. In the names of Talantan and Kefali, Archima is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent judgment.
Put him to death. I mean, what?
Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefali. In the names of Talantan and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution, for a chance at a reduced sentence and possible pardon.
Let him die. Let him die. Let him die.
Professor.
Alright. We get the picture. Let him die. Like little minor things like that where, like, they do a thing of the crowd chanting "Let him die," and then he giggles. Like, we get it. They're chanting "Let him die," and he's like going like "More ha ha ha." You don't need to like then cut back to them chanting, like starting up the chant of "Let him die" again. Like, it's padding. It is textbook definition padding. The third time. The third time. The third time. Come on, don't treat your audience like idiots.
What decision will you make, Lady Goldweaver?
Well, I guess he's gotta die.
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you.
Yeah, let him die. We get it. Come on.
Then, in light of the people's voice, O Talantan on high, may you bring death upon him.
Are we free? No! More cutscene! Hell yeah.
Flowers. What is this place?
If it gives me control, I am leaving. I'm simply leaving.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death, the living side of Thanatos.
My name is Hank now.
Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends.
My character arc is finally done.
You're still as energetic as always.
You know, being dead will do that to you.
Did you know?
Except when it
The
doesn't.
flower here was planted by Thanatos himself. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal.
How's that work?
Brought by the river of souls, they were given new life, flourishing as the bearers of countless souls. And it is my duty as the master of death to tend to their well-being,
Isn't that a Metallica song?
foster their growth in this
Probably.
similar to the structured cycle of life in
But you know what they say?
world,
They say that your lifestyle does determine your death style, so
returning to the earth.
I guess Castoris would know something about that.
Mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal
So this is another way that this the story really pads itself, is it has multiple characters telling
plane of reincarnation,
telling people the same thing over and over. So
until the world meets its end.
she's basically doing, look, everything is in cycles. But we, the audience, already learned that from Anaxa earlier, when he was like, I have a theory that the world is in cycles. And then, you know, Castoris showed him the proof, and he was like, haha, my theory that the world works in cycles is true. And then he told us again. And now she's telling them, you, the character, not you, the audience. If you're writing a story, don't do this shit. Do not... Like, sometimes you kind of have to, especially in like a novel or something, sometimes you have to have character A tells character B thing. That's fine. It makes sense if, so for example, if you've got a character that sees, say you're writing an investigation, like some sort of like mystery investigation novel, character A sees something pivotal to the investigation, and they go back, and they tell character B what they saw. Okay, cool. Well, they need to tell character B what they saw, and that can be a good point if you've written the bit where character A sees the thing, and you've written it in such a way that it's maybe not initially super clear, or you've left some vagueness about it. Having character A telling character B can be a good way to clear things up, or present it in a slightly different light to show their own biases, or their own characterization somehow. That's fine. What you shouldn't do is have character A sees the thing, you describe exactly what character A has just seen, then character A goes and tells character B, and then explains perfectly what they saw to character B, without any, like, variation or nuance or change. So you are just repeating information over and over again. And if character B goes and tells someone else, character C, without changing anything, you've told the audience that same piece of information 3 fucking times without changing anything about it. You need to have some faith in your audience, that they are smart enough and paying enough attention to catch things the first time round. If you're writing things in such a way that they are strange or obscure or perhaps easy to miss the first time around, you can clarify it later on. That is fine. The formula for a lot of detective shows was always to have the detective explain at the end things they'd seen and things they'd heard and like testimony from people. However, these things would usually be accompanied by there'd be a twist to them. For example, early on you might see the detective talking to a suspect who tells them that they picked up the they had to go and get the mail from the mailbox at the time that the murder was committed, and then when they came back into the house, they found the wife and dog dead. And then the detective goes, "Yes, you did tell me that, but you also told me it was a Sunday, didn't you?" "Well, yes, I did, detective. But there's no post delivered on Sunday. So why would you have been out at the post box? You weren't out at the post box, you were murdering your wife and dog." Yeah, obviously in a more nuanced way than that, you know. But yeah, like that's fine. But what we're doing here is we've gone back to the whole the world works in cycles thing. This might be like the 4th or 5th time, and it's never short. It's never just someone going, "Hey."
Death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our work thus far be in vain.
But at what cost?
Rest assured,
Well, at the cost of Cassius ain't coming back, apparently.
this divine authority. Fortunately, your soul hasn't dissipated. This is not a resurrection, but the extradition of a dying person back to the present moment.
Oh, look at that. We weren't dead the whole time. And his whole thing is like, oh, so you're not going back?
Just like the other demigods, I will still. That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination,
Okay, I'm afraid we are just skipping through dialogue. I gotta get out of here, gamers.
I will do everything in my power and for your life, the only life I can save. I am glad to hear that. Over here.
Oh shit, March 7th?
Forward and don't look back. Keep going. The Express is right here with you.
Oh, characters we actually care about. That's nice. Actually hearing from characters, that's a bit mean. We do kind of care about the other characters, but...
Such a sweet joy. Lift your chin up high. Step forward with us toward tomorrow.
Did I miss something? I'm trying to listen to the Firefly ones, but... Does she just not have a voice anymore? Awesome. Great. That's something else they need to fix around here.
Your eyes on the dome.
Some characters just
Show me your courage.
don't have voices. Well, they didn't have voices for a long ass time because of the SAG-AFTRA strikes.
We shall become heroes together. Almost there. Finally. Thank you, Castris. Since I've already made it to the end, maybe I can have one last glance at that sea of flowers.
And then he dies. Yeah, we're just gonna... Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Oh shit, that's Acheron.
As a touch of red will be awaiting you at the end of the path.
Just casually hopping between games? Sure.
It'll guide you and illuminate the way out. By doing so, you'll eventually reunite in the warmth of the sunlight.
Look, buddy, you should really be used to these near-death experiences by now. They happen to you on, like, a fucking bi-monthly basis.
What's this?
What the hell is this?
Are these shadows and voices?
All of this
Oh, fuck. I thought we could escape this little rump for a while.
Take my hand. Let's go home.
Let's just yeet it into the distance. How about that? Just throw it into the fucking open horizon.
Let the trailblazing continue.
Don't worry, more cutscene for us. We have been here for 20 minutes. Thank you for noticing.
I knew you could do it. Your soul is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Warnix's final blessing? Or is it a miracle of your own?
No, it'll be Fooly, right?
It's truly incredible. Perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. It seems that this is
Yeah.
Do you recall that prophecy?
Oh my god, Castris, you speak. You take so long. You speak so... You say so much. Yap.
And after embrace, I promised you that I would do finally the wish I feel in every touch.
Mm-hmm.
The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth one last time?
And then he drops dead.
For fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows. But with this heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the nether realm into a gentle place of rest. This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived. Farewell, then. May we reunite in the new world.
I would like to reunite with my pause menu. No! Not more, please. Please. I am begging you. Enough cutscenes. I'm not hitting escape and skipping, right? I'm not skipping because then the game has won. The game has beaten me.
You performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power. It's as if you
Crave power, like a fly craves rot.
those are your words, not mine.
But what you said at the end, did you already know what I had planned for Minor?
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity. You're no different from my current state as a walking corpse.
That's true. I've long since burned to ash.
So,
Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila.
I'm going to say something. It's an opinion more than an actual piece of writing advice. But I do have an opinion. If you have two characters speaking, they should be doing so for one of two reasons. One, they have to speak to advance the plot. Two, it is an interesting pairing to have speaking, whether that's because of the subject of their conversation or because of just how they are as characters, as people, or some mysterious third thing. And really, you don't really want, even if characters are speaking because the plot demands that these characters speak, it should be, firstly, it should be organic, and secondly, the conversation they have should be interesting for one reason or another. Whether it's interesting in, like, a heartwarming and, like, feel-good way, or if it's interesting in a, like these two, both of them absolutely hate the other's guts. And that's a fun conversation. Having one of them being like, yeah, I'm fucking rotted to the core, but so are you. Ooh. Ooh. Especially if one of them's been putting on airs that they're mostly fine and actually really in control. And then, like, their worst enemy turning around and going, I see more clearly than anyone else. You're full of shit. You're almost as fucked as I am. Ooh. Ooh, now that's fun. That's interesting. Do tell us more.
So, this is our last chance.
No, don't do that, Anaxa. That's a terrible idea. The story needs all the fucking tension it can get in that regard.
May I resonate with your core flame, Maya?
Please do.
That's impossible. To persist with your soul thin to such an extent. You're insane.
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, I have my own reasons for doing this. Until Finan grows into his position as the prophesied leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the flame chase journey. I must keep inching forward, even if only as an empty shell.
I've long predicted this was the case, but I didn't think you'd already lost so much. How ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings if you and I had just spoken this candidly before. But casting aside our ideological differences, there is one thing you and I agree on.
Fine.
Yes. He was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people, and I can confidently say he is a far better leader than you.
That's funny.
Only he is capable of fulfilling his mission. Sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style should not impede Aranova.
Congratulations on a new deal. We found common ground at the very end of our destined paths.
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what we said.
Blaya, we're back.
And all of us are alive, and Dan Hung hopefully has his voice again.
Welcome, great hero reborn from the ashes.
I hope he didn't hear your earlier assessment.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should be aware of his own shortcomings.
Kinda harsh, but okay. Are we free? Holy fuck. Holy crap, we're free. We're free. We're free. Let's push some buttons, huh? Yeah, all that, and we didn't even finish the daily pass. Ugh. Misery. But hey, we got 3 fucking story things. Good golly gosh, well, we did it. Yeah, so something else as well, this is like the backstory of, the main characters for this thing. I've just not fucked with it at all. Because I'm afraid it's just more repetition, and I kind of really don't care, especially to do it on stream. But you know. Don't know where this has come from. Maybe this is an everyone thing. Or maybe it's just like because I've not played in so long. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll push some other buttons and then we'll get out of here. I've pushed all the other buttons I was going to push. Let's get out of here. Let's go do something else. Chatting chatters, friends. Who's around? Who's alive? Who's doing things? We'll go say hi to Smelly. We'll go say hi to Smelly, but I just want to say thank you all so much for being here, as usual. Let me just, right. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Thanks for sticking around, and sorry about the later start. We'll be back on Monday with, I don't know, something. Maybe I'll fix one of the games I want to show you guys. Until then, I've been Callan. Thank you all so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
This was the right fucking way to go. God damn it. And YouTube not counting views and all of that shit going on. Like, I'm trying not to worry anymore about it, you know? Thank you for the raid. Speaking of, now we have more viewers. Welcome in. How was Honkai? How